Hello, stream. Hello, people listening or watching. Everyone wave. Not that you can see if you're only listening.
We're here.
No,
that's a lie.
Solo
Where is
game.
here?
Solo game, just me. It's just me talking to myself for 4 hours.
In 5 different voices.
I could do it. Maybe. Probably not.
Maybe.
No, I mean, I could do a bunch of different voices and stuff, but I feel really weird talking to myself in character. It's just a very weird thing to do.
Yeah. I get it, trust me.
Do you? You have no idea. Yeah. It's not like you've
Not
never done that before. Okay. So how is everybody?
I'm here.
It's only been a couple of days, but it feels like a month.
Yes.
Did you also chop your beard off, Ned?
First. Dengle is copying me.
Oh, okay. Also, you're very quiet.
Nen's got his hair back today. That's why it looks shorter.
That's true. You look less fluffy.
Do I sound better?
Much. Yeah, you're decidedly less fluffy looking today.
Probably because I was kicked in mud earlier.
Oh.
That's fun.
Why?
I was doing a lot of digging in the garden.
I see.
I was at my other job.
Gotcha. That sounds awful.
Got done.
So, yes, but I'm not going to complain. That's what that means. Oh. All right. Anything you guys want to go over?
Life is short and then you die.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
Lottie. Lottie, we have a couple things to discuss. Hello, Kraken. You're back. It has been so long.
Favorite. Well, no, I can't say that now because Dell's in the Atlanta game. I was going to say our favorite Lasombra has returned, but...
Kraken is still the favorite Lasombra, let's be real. Sorry, Nexus. You'll be the favorite Hakata when you play one. How about that? No, that's still... I don't know. We all like Amp. You have a lot to live up to.
Rip.
And Quinn.
And Quinn. Yeah. And Quinn. R.I.P. Quinn.
Did Quinn actually die? Oh shit.
You said he did.
Oh no, where's those notes?
Hiding in plain sight.
You know what? They're upstairs. I'll be right back.
Jeez, Faye. Forgetting stuff that's like legitimately important. It's not like I
mean, if he didn't die, that'd be great.
No, Faye may or may not have read the entire list to me, and I was like, oh, that's not good. Over half of it.
I am back and I can hear.
That's good. We said nothing bad about you. Nothing at all.
Would this be my Death Note book? My Death Note?
Yes.
No, Kraken, you herald our computer-based problems, so you are Lasombra. Okay. So I have that. I needed this. So thank you for reminding me before the game started. But yes. R.I.P. Quinn. R.I.P. a lot of characters I liked.
Yes, a lot of characters we liked.
Yes. Oh, Lottie, we have stuff to go over. Because you were not with the group last night.
Nope.
You...
I was sleeping.
No, you were being a driver for... Or, not a driver, but you were part of the crew that was dealing with Valentina's and transporting the weapons and things like that. So we'll go over what you're doing. We'll go over that.
I just meant Cocia was legitimately sleeping.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you were literally sleeping. So yeah, we'll get over yours. I think that would actually be a fantastic way to start. Okay, so is there anything else that you guys would like to go over?
So keep our combat dice ready.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I would keep your dice handy for sure. Yeah, keep your dice handy for sure. Actually, none. Private messaging.
Secret, secret, something, something.
Secret secrets. I meant to ask that, like, the other day. But life.
Life sucks and then you die.
Life is a lie.
Well, so my aunt's out of surgery now. For one of them, at least. This is to get the infection out of the foot. Good times.
Is the foot savable?
This was just for the infection. They were making sure it didn't reach the bone, let's say that.
Understandable.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, if there is nothing else from the peanut gallery, we'll go to our intro. I'm not gonna lie, speaking of indie, I'm really excited for all of you to see the intro that I made for that.
Yes.
It's very cool. Couple more games and then we're there. Alright, so, hello and welcome. This is the World of Darkness. If anything bothers you, or anything happens that bothers you, please, your mental health is more important than a game and what we're doing. Take a step back, take time to recuperate. If you can, come back. If not, if you can come back, please do. If you cannot, not a big deal. We do recaps. Might have some graphic stuff in this episode. I won't get too involved, but just so everyone has a warning for that, things will be happening. So, I am your storyteller, Feyla. Joining me tonight is actually everybody, which is fantastic. We have Dengle playing Rufus.
I might be getting graphic.
Cocia playing Lottie. You're muted.
I was muted. Hello.
That tracks, though. Buttons playing Uriel.
Good evening.
And Nun playing... Oop, I have it under William. It's Zep. I forgot to change this one. That's my fault.
A little bit of William, too, depending on what state he's in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just changing this to Zep. Ooh, I need to actually... Okay, you guys are gonna see me doing something here while I fix this. Cool. While I do this, you guys give the recap.
I'm all ears,
About to
gang.
do combat scene.
Things happened and everybody died.
I mean, that's actually accurate, but more specifically, I mean me, apprehended a snowplow, ran it through a gate, and then we stormed the Sabat castle. That wasn't actually a castle; it was just a warehouse. Yeah, it was messy. It was rough. We've got some cleaning up to do. And let's see here. A white showed up. Katza showed up, and she's mad. Vincent is there as well. That's never a good thing. As well as some. We know as a group, but I don't think it was specifically said as to exactly who she is, but looks kind of Greek. And kind of like Valentina's peoples. So that's that. I'm sure nothing bad will happen there. Then yeah, I think that covers all of the highlights, but I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, you totally missed out on Rufus stealing a snowplow and running it through the building. Oh, was it? I was not paying attention.
Yes.
See?
Yeah, that was the first thing I said.
I was busy doing Zep's name tag. We'll make him an actual thing starting next game. Anything else anyone wants to add? Cat showed up with something else, too. Not just Vincent.
Yes, and a white.
So.
Yeah. The other thing that I would like to add is there was a Ring Around the Rosie scene that happened. That was fun.
That was actually pretty funny. So, we left all of you in a predicament. Uriel was just getting out of a van, or a Hummer. Rufus was standing over the corpse of a very powerful kindred. I believe is where we left you. Well, no. No. Because Cassidy, you're standing over Cassidy right now.
Yes.
The other kindred was killed. Zep is half bleeding out in the back of a truck.
He's using the snowplow as a sniper's nest.
And we had left Lottie when she was retiring the previous evening. And upon waking up the night of the 12th, you would have gotten texts and requests from Valentina that you go join her in getting ready and the preparations and everything like that. And so you went. You got everything ready. Many of her people left with their cars and bringing the weapons and such. You, Caitlin, a handful of others, Willow, were kept behind because there was a few last-minute preparations that she needed to make. And she brings you down into that mine that you were at once before, with the seemingly stone casket or whatever it was. And she opened it. And inside was a kindred. And then she used something that she had received the previous few days, you don't know when, and woke them up. And there was a conversation. Very one-sided. And that specific kindred seemed enraged by all of the answers that Valentina gave. Saying that she was dragging them down. How dare she let the family name be sullied in such ways, and things like that. And she kills Valentina. Right there. There is no fighting back for Valentina whatsoever. And you are very damaged at that point. And Willow tries to step in the way. And nearly doesn't make it. But by a stroke of luck or just being below her, this strange woman, in her eyes, she leaves you. You and Willow and Caitlin, and you're all basically a hair's breadth from death at this point. And that is where we left. That is where we'll pick up with you. Where would
Caitlin?
you like to... What?
Who the hell is that person that just killed Valentina?
I don't really know.
Are we safe here? Or do we need to leave? Or are we safe here because she left?
The Sabbat had attacked here once already. I honestly don't know.
We all need to feed and heal and get out of here then. I don't want to find the Sabbat again, and I don't want her to come back.
I don't trust the... I don't trust any of Valentina's spots right now. Who knows if she'll go check up on them.
I mean, that's a valid point.
We should probably head to either where everyone else is, or you guys have the school.
We do have the school. Well, let's find a quick bite and make our way somewhere. I'll call a driver. Maybe I'll text Rufus and see how things are going over there, although I doubt he'll be able to get back to me if it's gonna be anything like our night's going.
Yeah. I know a couple spots around here where we can go. Well, I don't know what you need. I know what I need.
We'll divide and conquer and go wherever we need to go so everybody can get their preferences.
Okay. At the school then? Meet at school?
I'd rather we stay together. Safety in numbers, especially whenever we're all at death's door.
Oh, you said divide and conquer, so I assumed we were dividing.
No, I meant divide and conquer to, go to where we need to go to get our food, and then, yeah. That was bad saying on my part. I'm a little shook.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. And so you guys all go do your feeding. And I'm not going to make you roll for this one, but how much are you taking? And how much are you healing?
If possible, and I'm in enough control, I would like to just take, 2 points from each person. And
what is your hunger right now?
Previously to this night, I was at 0 because I killed that guy.
Right. So you need to heal. You are forced to heal some aggravated damage. So give me 3 rouse checks.
Sure. Only 1 success.
Okay. So you are at hunger 2. You've healed 1 aggravated damage. Are you going to attempt to do any superficial before feeding?
Yeah, I'll do superficial. Or no, I'm going to feed first, and then I'll do superficial.
Okay. So you can easily control yourself enough to bring you down to 1. So you're at 1 hunger.
And I rolled 2 dice to heal 2 points, and they were both successes.
Okay. So you're at 1 hunger. That's not unusual for anyone. Caitlin heals a little bit, feeds. Let's see what happens to her. She manages also to control herself. As does Willow. Everyone is heavily damaged still. But you're better off than you were. So you're going to the school. Do you message Rufus?
I do message Rufus. Actually, do we have a group chat set up yet? I don't know if this coterie has one. We do? Okay, good.
Yes.
I'll just do a group chat thing then and be like, shit, it's hitting the fan. I don't know what to do. Going to school.
And we will leave Lottie there for a while. You, Caitlin, and Willow regroup, talk among each other, spend some time doing whatever at the school. But we're gonna zip back to the others now and fast forwarding the night a little bit. Everything is as we left it. What are you all doing immediately? This woman is standing there impaling Kindred. Cat is furious. Vincent has claws out for those who didn't know he wasn't human. And he's...
Rufus is...
Well, he's a little bit less human looking than normal. A little bit hairier, a little bit more feral looking. Could mistake him for a gangrel, but it's a little bit more than that.
Rufus is still in a fury frenzy.
Yes, he is.
So he is going to walk over to the downed Cassidy and just start just kicking and stomping and punching and whatever he has to do just to make sure she stops moving. And will continue to do so until she stops moving.
And after a few minutes of her struggling to get up and then you repeatedly bashing her attempts down, how would you like to strike the final blow?
Quite unceremoniously. Just kind of a good heel to like the forehead area. It does not sound very nice when it hits.
No, there is a, if you are mortal, a gut-churning crack sound as your foot just squishes. And that is how you begin to regain yourself. That's where you find yourself.
Well, he will actually look out over everything and just like, shit. And then he'll look down and be like, my shoes again. And he will exit the garage and call out for Yuri specifically.
It's loud. It's loud, so Uriel, give me wits and awareness. And how loud is Rufus shouting?
As loud as he can.
Roll me a stamina and composure. Or resolve. I'm sorry, resolve.
Yuri or me?
You.
Okay.
This is just to kind of gauge how loud you can be here. Over the finishing battle.
1.
Okay. Uriel?
I rolled a 3.
Not quite enough to hear him. Not quite enough, unfortunately. Zep was close, though. Zep was very close to that, so you probably would hear that. Uriel is a ways off still.
Zep is just gonna jump out of the truck with the shotgun in hand.
Okay. It's only 10 or so feet from the door. Is where you rammed the truck into, I believe, Rufus.
Will instinctively pull the gun up and play edge. You should take care of that.
Yeah, now's not the time.
You seen Yuri?
Once I saw she was still hanging out by the cars.
I'm gonna go try to find William. Go grab them and bring them inside, please.
Okay.
The truck didn't get moving.
Is Zep attempting to remain unseen by the white cat, Vincent, and the unknown kindred?
Yes.
Dexterity and stealth. They aren't looking for you, so it's just roll semi-decently and you're fine. Okay. You don't immediately catch their attention, so you're not, eaten by the white immediately. So that's good. You begin to make your way towards Uriel. And now Uriel. As you're exiting the vehicle... Well, no, we left you while you were still inside. The Bruja just became a smear against the car. And as that happens, the Vitae has streaked across the window as they slump down. And you just are transfixed by it. You can't look away. And your head feels strange again. It's similar to when you try and bring on the visions or premonitions that you've been doing more of recently, except this is involuntary. And it's painful. Something about it is much different than what has happened before. And as you're staring at this smear of Vitae, it seems to almost move and turn into spider web, and lines appear through it. And it takes a minute, but it looks like a map of Detroit almost. And you begin to see shapes in it. There is where the pyramid is. There's a depiction of this pyramid, except there's cracks through the foundation of it. And it looks broken. Something is wrong with it. Something has happened to it. And there is, in different areas, different symbols or different things. You see roughly where you are now, almost, in what you know to be Cassidy's area. It's smeared and doesn't look whole, and it something, you're fighting there, but it doesn't look like it should. It doesn't look like the others. It is spiderwebbed through, smeared, broken. It is in contested. And then you see to the left of where you know Rufus's is. And it's very similar to Cassidy's, smeared, threaded through with cracked lines. Something happened there too. It's not right. And as these webs and keep forming and moving, they lead to other areas. Rufus's area has spider webs beginning to crack through between the borders. Nothing huge is happening there, but something is. And then Charlotte's area looks mostly fine. Valentina's is strange, though. And as you stare at it, you feel something odd. There's a sensation, and you can't help but think back to the premonition you yourself forced with that old hunting, that old war feeling, to be born and bred of war. And that feeling, that utter terror of being hunted and slaughtered and killed and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, is what snaps you out of it. Your nose is actually bleeding. And I want you to give me... Oh, what did we say that roll was? Composure and resolve, I believe?
Three and a skull.
3 and a skull. So, you are going to take a superficial health point because your head, the pain in your head is beyond anything you've ever felt before. The pressure and strain from it is causing your nosebleed, even as a kindred. And you feel strung out and wrought and raw. And you will also take, what did we say, aggravated? Willpower damage?
That one I don't remember.
I believe it was that. If you had passed, you'd gotten a superficial, I believe, is what we agreed on. And you haven't felt this bad since you beat out the person trying to diablerize you. If that even. What would you like to do?
Honestly, nothing. Yuri's going to sit there and try and regain themselves in the car, not feeling safe enough to venture out yet.
Okay. Goes up. You're making your way towards the Hummer where you saw Uriel play Ring Around the Rosie. It's going to take you a minute to get there without drawing undue attention towards yourself. Rufus, what are you going to do?
Back inside the building looking for William.
Okay. It is dark, but not too dark, not so dark that you can't see. So you kind of know the layout already, roughly at least. There's a lot of different structures that you could look in. There's a stairs going up. There's other floors. The building looks in mostly decent condition now that you're inside of it. There were places with rooms on the upper floors, but this main floor, which takes a few stories because it's just large equipment.
Okay. From the outside, did it look like they had windows upstairs?
Yes.
So probably wouldn't be the entire way around that they would sunproof, but potentially being up there wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
No. Especially not for someone if they potentially didn't care if they were hit or not with the sun.
Yeah. So he'll run upstairs.
Okay. Give me wits. And I think you have decent awareness, correct?
I have 2.
Okay. Wits and awareness.
That is 2 successes.
Okay. You don't quite find him yet, but you do find marks of some struggle. Some scuff marks here in the dust or the grime from feet. A part on the wall where it looks like a body was pushed up against for a brief moment. So there's ways you can track movement here. So you follow that for a while. And there's a few rooms that you come across. Some of them are open, some of them aren't. And then you hear soft footsteps behind you. And you only hear them because you are focusing so much on trying to find anything up here. And they are coming from behind you.
You will spin around with gun drawn.
And there's a woman with like darker skin and brown, slightly wavy hair. And her hands are up. Don't shoot.
Why not?
Well, I believe you're Rufus, right?
And I don't know you, and we're in a really bad position to be sneaking up on people.
Nain asked me to come here. My name is Isabella.
He will immediately drop it and be like, good. You are Banu Hakim, correct?
Yes. I've been searching up here, and I believe I know where he is. If you would like to follow me.
Absolutely.
And she will lead you. And you were going in the right track. You pass a few more areas. There's vitae smeared, more boot and scuff marks. And we will get back with you in just a moment. Zep, you have made your way to the vehicle at this point.
Grab the handle, see if they open.
It is locked. Uriel, you
Knock
hear
on
this
window.
from the inside.
Uriel's not opening it up.
Okay.
They're not moving. They're too focused on trying to calm down.
What do you do, Zep?
Uriel, you in there?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Rufus was looking for you. He went into the warehouse.
Okay. Is the Earth still hungry?
Are you talking about the light?
What?
There's a light here.
It's still out there?
It's over there right now, but
What did you do? Get in here!
the door is locked.
Uriel will unlock the door, throw it open, grabs that by the shirt and pull him in and slam the door shut again.
Does Zep allow this?
Nope, he's gonna resist that.
Okay. Give me contested strength and athletics rolls, please.
Because that's going to go so well. 2, and I can't do any better.
6.
So you try, you reach out and grab the shirt, and you just yank as hard as you can, and Zep, it just feels like someone's tugging on your shirt.
Just stare at Uriel.
What are you doing? If there's a white out there, you need to...
Let go.
Fine. Go out there and get eaten.
And as soon as she lets go, we'll get in.
Okay. And as you look at her, there is... So you know when someone has like the higher blood pressure, or the people who is very visible when they get angry, with like the veins on the side of their head, and it almost looks like that, and they're like pulsing like a mortal would have like one of those pounding headaches. And you see there's Vitae, still fresh actually, from dripping from a nose as if a nosebleed. It's very weird to see on a kindred.
You okay?
There's very old things out there. It's not safe out there. Very old, very angry, very hungry.
Cat's out there too.
It's more than just her. There's
Right.
something else. Where did you say Rufus was?
He went into the warehouse to look for William.
Uriel's gonna very cautiously peek out the window of the Hummer and see what the path from the Hummer to the warehouse looks like.
There are kindred moving between it. The earth isn't quite as twisted there as it is in other places. It's hard. It would be hard pressed to call it a clean path, but it is not completely blocked.
Is it out of line of the line of sight of the white?
Wits and awareness. Or investigation. I'd give you investigation, but it would take a minute to figure out.
Awareness is better for me anyway.
Okay.
That's and awareness. 4.
It seems to be relatively preoccupied with kindred who are trying to climb the fence right now. And Kat and Vincent are not far from it. And the other strangely dressed one is on the opposite end.
Okay. Well, let's go while they're occupied.
So door open, get ready.
Are you guys making a sprint for it?
Sure.
As much as we can.
Okay. Dexterity and athletics.
Again, a great pool.
Stop trying to do physical things then.
Can't help it.
Sorry.
2.
Okay. You stumble a bit, but Zep pulls you along with him. And you guys do make it to the building without, you think, being seen. And you see the body of Cassidy there. it's decaying. She wasn't old by any means, but she also wasn't freshly turned. And the head is caved in. And there's a trail of gore leading off. Just 1 foot. It's really weird.
Follow the gore.
Okay. And you follow along and you see the things that Rufus saw. But we'll leave you two to following the trail for a moment. Rufus, you are with Isabella, and she's kind of explaining what she's found, what she saw, and how she figured her specialty was in trying to find William for you instead of being directly in the thick of combat. And then she brings you into one building, and strapped to a table facing the window, unblocked window, is William. And you would be hard-pressed to really recognize him if it wasn't for the clothes and things like that. He is messed up looking. Everything seems mostly attached still, but he's not looking very good, and he's not very coherent either. And as you approach, his head kind of snaps to you, and there is just hunger written on the face. And open bite marks on the arms, shoulders, neck. They didn't care to close them.
We need to get him some food.
I didn't bring that.
I know he wasn't very smart. However, I don't believe that he was exceedingly weak. Never had the reason to have a physical altercation with him, therefore I wouldn't know. Otherwise, I'd say we could just bind him and bring him out and then feed him out somewhere else, but...
I'm not very combat-oriented. Or what I know
I'm not
how
either.
to do.
I'm not either.
Maybe we just bring the table? Looks like some of you came up in larger vehicles.
Once we get him outside, I'm sure it'll be fine.
She gets on one side of the table, and William doesn't have much range. Like, he can move his head a little bit. But, yeah, he is fairly well bound because they were feeding off of him. You two can begin to roll the table if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of hunger to spare, so I'm not going to be feeding him from myself.
Yeah. And the strength to rip yourself away might be difficult if he latches on. So you two begin to wheel this out. And it does fit out the door. They obviously got him in here with that. And then after a little bit, Zep and Uriel, you make your way up, and then the trail of gore ends, but you can find other pieces that you can kind of put together to lead you on still. And then you hear the sound of, like, wheels rolling. They're a little squeaky. You hear it for a while before you see it. What would you like to do as you begin to hear this?
Hear the shotgun.
Uriel's gonna get behind Zep.
Okay. Do you continue moving forward or do you stay and wait?
Keep moving forward.
Okay. Uriel stays probably a couple steps behind him, I have to guess. And after a short period of time, you see William and this woman and Rufus, and William is strapped to the table. And Isabella will quickly turn to Rufus. Friends of yours?
Mostly harmless.
Still in earshot's up.
They're not making an effort to be overly quiet.
Yeah, that's not a good description of me.
I said mostly. Erie's completely harmless and you are harmful, so mostly harmless.
I am Isabella.
Zep.
We found your friend. You're quite hungry.
No.
What?
No.
I wasn't asking anything. I was stating a fact because we need to get him fed.
We just need to get him downstairs, and then we can figure out what to do with him from there. If we have to hand him off to Charlotte and just have her feed him, I'll pay whatever I need to make sure he's okay. Wasn't the first objective, but he was an objective, and we completed it. So, congratulations, William. You're still alive.
He's just not really mentally there enough to pay you any attention other than you have Vitae that he wants.
Saw the completed objective downstairs.
Yeah. I need new shoes.
We need a lot of new things. Lots of people are gone.
When we get down there, we'll figure out who, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. We knew that we would lose people going into this, so I'm not surprised. And, well, it isn't my favorite thing to have to inform people that people they cared about are no longer with us. I fully expected to have to do this. So let's go figure out who, then we can figure out how to fix things.
Might be worse than we originally thought. Let's go.
So, you guys stay there for a moment to recoup, or do you begin to move downstairs?
Rufus will push the table by himself, yeah, if he has to.
Nope, Isabella will help.
Zep will lead the way.
Yuri will
Alright.
follow.
So, as you guys get to the stairs, I would like the three of you to kind of each roll me a strength and athletics. So I want Zep to wait. Uriel and Rufus, give me yours.
I got 0.
Okay. Okay.
1.
Zep, add 3.
Another 6.
Okay. You're pretty much single-handedly doing this as you're walking backwards down the stairs, making sure to basically that it doesn't roll down without control. The others are trying, but they're almost making it worse.
May I suggest exercise?
You do realize exercise doesn't work on undead flesh.
Guess you gotta try hard enough.
So you make it to the bottom, and you can all begin to push it again. And it's not just on Zep anymore. He's not carrying everybody down the stairs. And you pass Cassidy, and you pass the other kindred that Rufus killed. And you make your way to the doorway. And there is a lot of dead kindred in various states of composition and decomposition. Some are alive still, some are finishing scaling the fences. But there's a lot of dead kindred here. And I want you all to give me wits and awareness, please.
Three.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
2.
Zip doesn't really see, but that makes sense. He was kind of going backwards. He doesn't exactly know what to look for here. Rufus and Uriel, sorry, you are kind of looking out over everything, and you see not too far away from the Hummer that actually Uriel was at. Cat is standing there, furious still. And Vincent seems to be wrestling with something on the ground. And you just see him rear back, stake in hand, and thrust it into whatever was underneath him. And you're maybe 30 feet out, so you have a pretty decent view of this still. You don't recognize the kindred that he's on top of. Well, all but one of you don't. But and Cat is furious. I don't believe any of you speak Polish or any of those languages. And she is just... This is the loudest and most emotionally wrought and fastest you've ever heard her speak. And she is almost pacing and just hands up in the air and screaming at Vincent. But Uriel, your attention is dragged off to the other end where you saw the other person. And they are just standing around piles just of kindred. And they just kind of stare and look over at everything, simply shake their head and begin to walk away. Down the road, or towards the exit, towards the road that you guys came down.
Uriel will come up behind Rufus and tug at their shirt and nod towards the kindred walking away. Do you know them?
No.
That scares me a little.
It scares me that they have shown up and they're just walking away now.
Don't do anything hasty, please.
I'm not going anywhere near either of them.
And at this point in time, Vincent begin yelling back at Kat, but she is just talking over him and not letting really him get a word in edgewise. And you can see the kindred on the ground, and it is the white stake through their chest, not moving anymore.
Yeah. Rufus will just look at it and definitely not getting nearer now. That is something that should not be out here.
Didn't just say he saw nothing.
I've been saying that for months now.
Oh, so it's not your first time.
In the flesh, yes, but I've known about them. We need to figure out where we stand as far as who we lost and who's still here. And then we need to get him somewhere safe and fed.
You have a map of the city?
Not on me. We can get you a map of the city.
I might have some ideas of where things might be having issues.
I have a feeling it's everywhere.
Some places more than others, I think.
And at that, he'll just kind of look around and look for his trusted few that he usually deals with.
Okay. So, very quickly here, at this point, your attention's pulled back to Kat as she slams a door closed as she's getting into it, and you can see Vincent putting the white into the back of the vehicle, and he catches all of you watching them for a moment, and then just shakes his head and gets in the vehicle and starts to drive off. And so, you guys can begin your search. You're leaving William there.
As long as Isabella's going to be with him, or Zepp is willing to stay with William, yes.
Isabella will. Zeppa's can if he wants.
Sure, he'll stay with them.
Okay. Uriel, do you go off on your own or do you stay with Rufus?
Uriel's staying with Rufus. They don't want to be on their own right now.
Okay. So you guys can give me either separate or an aided wits and awareness or intelligence and investigation.
You would.
Well, I know what I'm going to end up rolling. That's wits and awareness. So if you would like to add mine onto yours, we can absolutely do this.
Okay.
That is 3.
Okay. That's a pretty good pool for me. That brings my pool up to 9 dice. Seven.
Okay. So you guys begin to go through the bodies, turning them over, trying to find something recognizable. And you begin to find people that you unfortunately recognize. One of the first ones you find is Robert, actually. He is pushed against the wall with... It's the only reason you recognize him is because you recognize his altered form. There's very little else to recognize him by. And you find Sylvia. She was apparently relatively young for a kindred. She is still mostly recognizable in death. You find you find Quinn. You recognize his jacket. There it is. Not much else flesh-wise to recognize him off of. And you find
Does he have any...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, does Quinn have any important-looking supplies on him? Any...
Yeah, so you can rifle through his pockets. And if you guys want to do this for anyone that you come across, let me know. There is a small book. Doesn't really have much in it, but it has what looks like lists of some really weird items, but no reference as to what they're for or anything like that. And there's a cell phone. I don't know if you want to take that or not, but that's the more important things on him. So, write down what you want from these people and we'll go figure it out after. So, was there anything you wanted to try and find from Robert or Sylvia?
Uriel was not as concerned about them. They just wanted to make sure Quinn didn't have anything of Leon's on him that needed to be returned.
Yeah.
Like the knife or any other important books or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, not so much. Sylvia would be a quick search through the pockets, make sure she doesn't have anything overly identifying.
Cell phone. It's pretty much it for actual identifying things. You actually find a rosary on her.
Yeah, we'll pocket that.
Okay. It is a standard rosary, but it's not... It looks a little bit different. It's kind of unique.
Okay.
So, you pocket that. Oh, you find Anne, unfortunately. Kind of half and half. She was not young, but not exceedingly old enough to fully decompose. Then you find Buffy.
We'll grab everything from Buffy that is actually salvageable.
She had, you find out under her jacket, kind of like a messenger bag, and it has a few things in it.
Just grab the messenger bag then and kind of sling it over his shoulder.
Okay. It's not a very bulky one because it fit under her jacket, but it seems to be where she kept a lot of her stuff. And you also come across Hunter.
Will actually immediately call Spike at that point.
He doesn't answer.
We'll leave him a voicemail and then send a message like, I need to talk to you. Tell me where you are, please.
You don't get a response back yet.
Then we'll grab anything that Hunter might have on him that may or may not be like a keepsake.
There is a small wooden carving of a dog. Or a wolf or some sort of dog-like creature. It fits probably in the palm of your hand. It looks fairly worn. Old.
We'll place the rosary and the dog carving into the messenger bag.
Okay. There is other things on him, but that is by far the most unique item that he had. And then you come across Ken.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yuri's heart yanks a little bit at that one.
Can't help but let your mind wander back to that ghoul. Wonder what's happening to him. But you continue on. And there is plenty of other kindred here. Some you vaguely recognize, some you've seen. Some of them you've seen even in Charlotte's area. But you do eventually find Alex.
I assume Alex doesn't have anything on them as well.
A small book with numbers on it, like phone numbers. But that's it.
You'll take that.
No names, nothing
Sure.
attached to them, just phone numbers.
I'll still take it.
And that's all you really see here. You've scoured along the outside, and you've met up with others. You actually come across Joseph and Mariana, and they're working on, well, Joseph is piling bodies together for the eventual necessary, very necessary cleanup.
We'll stop with Mariana and just like, can you take William and get him fed, please? Or get somebody to grab him and feed him. He probably...
You found him.
Yes. He probably hasn't eaten since I last saw him, and he's been fed from. So he's in a very agitated state.
Ah. Okay. And she'll pull out a cell phone, and start messaging. Okay, I'm getting a ride here, and we will get him to Charlotte.
Okay. He is currently inside the bay door, kind of tucked away from everyone just to make sure nobody... Yeah.
We'll wheel him out here. I don't think a car can get through.
I don't either. Not right now.
And they immediately stop what they're doing and half jog over to where you pointed out. And if you watch them, you can see them converse with Isabella, who steps away, and Joseph begins moving the table.
Okay.
And there's everyone else who wasn't named. You can see looking for people, piling up, working on a quick cleanup process for whatever is going to happen here.
Couple people that Rufus is specifically looking for is Chris, T, any other thin blood that might have shown up, Mike, and Peter and Varia.
Okay. You can find all of them except Mike very easily. Chris, T, Rose, and a couple other thin bloods are kind of all clustered together. And they all kind of immediately somewhat are making their way over towards Zep, who is with Isabella. And and William, I believe, is where he stayed. But they're making their way towards him.
We'll circle back to them last.
Okay. And then you see Peter and Varia. They're kind of leaning against each other. Varia's not looking too great. And they seem to be worriedly talking quietly to each other.
Rufus
they
will
both nod
approach
towards
them.
you. They both nod towards you when you approach them and turn to face you.
I assume Mom's not happy.
No. I am shocked that happened.
I'm grateful that it happened, but I don't... It will be quite a long time before I show up anywhere near her, right? For the foreseeable future.
We're all going to be making ourselves scarce outside of making appearances.
If you're allowed to sleep elsewhere, you're more than welcome to sleep at the school.
I won't be. And Peter is like, it depends on her mood.
If she is willing and you want to not be anywhere near, by all means.
Probably not the first few nights, but I may take you up on that.
Yeah, that's fair. Have either of you seen Mike?
Not since the beginning.
He's the only one that I haven't found that is on my list of let's make sure they get back safe.
What about Octavius? Has anyone...
I think Octavius was outside of this area. They were supposed to be a second line, as it were.
Where... Rufus, do you know where?
We'll figure that out shortly.
So as you're... Do you stay and talk with Peter and Varia longer, or do you move away? Move on?
Moving on relatively quickly.
Okay. think around this time your phone would be going off, Rufus.
You will check it.
Lottie. Because I believe you messaged him after feeding and getting set up and all of that. Correct?
Yeah, that works. I mean, either on the way to or after.
Well,
Either
and you
or.
also had to make your way out of the tunnels and all of that, too.
Yeah, and tunnels were very, very bad service. So yeah, probably afterwards.
Yeah. So it'd be roughly now is when you would get that message.
And it was just asking for a situation report. Yeah.
No, it said, shit is hitting the fan. I don't know what to do. Going to the school.
Okay. He will respond with, have you met anyone interesting tonight?
Yes.
I think I might have met them as well.
Yeah.
Do you have a name?
I don't think I do. I knew where they came from.
There's a reason why I asked if you had met someone. Figured they were related in some way to Valentina, the way that they were dressed.
Yeah, speaking of, she is no longer with us.
I would say that breaks my heart, but
Oh, I know it doesn't.
it is unfortunate, though, because she was hopefully actually going to be a decent business partner.
Yeah.
Plan B is wing it.
Uriel, you would also be getting these messages back and forth. It's a group text.
Valentina's.
Can I get you to do me a favor?
What?
Oh, okay.
And this is still in the group text, so to Lottie. Can you check on all of our remote friends? Whether it be King and, well, whoever was with King. And if you have time and are able to just swing close-ish by here and just make a quick heads up of what the situation looks like. They don't come directly to the site, please.
Of course. Do you need me to find a way to get some juice boxes?
No, I do need a tow truck, though. One that if we pay a little bit extra, they never saw anything.
I'll try my best to work some magic.
Or if we can just borrow their tow truck and we'll take care of it ourselves, that'd be good as well.
Alright, yeah, okay.
Okay, so we'll jump to Lottie for a moment here. Hugh, Willow, and Caitlin are at the school. And I assume you want to make your way towards somewhere?
Uh-huh.
I guess we're not Oh, you froze and you lost camera.
Yeah, I did lose camera. Fun. Let me get that back. My apologies.
Did we also lose? No, we didn't lose then. My thing's just covering him. There we go.
See,
Okay.
Everything's fine. Sorry about the technical mishap. Yeah, so let's go and check on everybody. Lottie normally does not drive, but she's gonna just call for a car and be like, I just want the car, I don't want the driver. And
Caitlin can drive.
Okay.
Or could Willow.
I mean, Lottie technically can drive, she just doesn't like to. But yeah, we just want a car, we don't want the driver tonight, so she'll just order a car and start making our rounds.
Okay.
And
Where would you like to head
check on
first?
everybody. Let's do King, then Charlotte, and I don't know who else I need to check on because my brain just blanked on all the other domain holders.
I think King was specified, and then so was the area around where everything took place. And then just brief check-ins with the others, I think. But it was more so just the information centers where King had one, and then there was a few others not too far away from where everything happened, and that is actually where Spike should be.
Okay. Yeah, well then, we'll check on King first. We'll swing by Charlotte's area just to do like a cursory, oh my gosh, words. Quick little sweep, and then we'll head to the other area.
Okay. Charlotte's seat of power, it would just be slightly out of the way before you make your way over to the other place. So you're not going too far out of your way. Is there any conversations you would like to have while you're making your way to King's?
Not really. I think everybody's kind of just needs to process things on their own. If anyone asks Lottie a question, she would definitely answer, but she's not going out of her way.
Brief talks, but everyone's fairly shell-shocked. Okay, so we'll leave you guys to your driving for a little bit. Back to Rufus, Uriel, and kind of Zep. Zep, the other Thin Bloods have kind of gathered around you at this point. William has been taken away by Joseph and Mariana, and Isabella has kind of stepped away back into the warehouse to just search and make sure everything's taken care of there. If there's anything you would like to say or do, let me know.
Step is going to talk to the other Thin Bloods and start making his way over to Rufus and Uriel.
Okay. And they will follow you as you're talking to them. But they won't quite reach Rufus and Uriel yet. So you just finished messaging Lottie.
And Rufus would actually head over to the Thin Bloods. So.
Okay. So you're meeting up. And Chris kind of shuffles over to you and just kind of checks in with you. And T is just kind of standing there, and she's hurt. She's not looking super great, but she is alive and less injured than you would expect.
Rufus will do the actual physical check with Chris. Like, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to be.
Chris actually looked like he got off with only a couple wounds. One major one, but a couple minor ones.
We'll do the same thing with the rest of them, however, not in the physical sense, more of the look them over, make sure they're going to be okay.
Overall, they look a bit rough, but kind of to be honestly expected. But honestly, they seem to fare pretty well off, all things considered. They do let you know that a couple of them didn't make it, but more so than not did.
That is honestly better than I expected. Seeing as everyone else took quite a few casualties, it's surprising.
We did, but we also didn't send that many people. It's mostly just us plus a couple others.
Yeah.
lot of the others were kind of doing the perimeter stuff. So I don't know how many of them are still here. This is T talking, of course.
Yeah. If you can just check in with them, if at all possible. I know they still might be a little bit busy right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to be able to answer their phone, so it might take a few hours to like really get numbers.
And that's kind of to be expected right now. The main thing is I'm just trying to get an accurate count of who is where and who's what, because I know we have lost quite a few people, at least important to me. The ones that have made it through that are important to me, at least I have them.
Yeah, Detroit's looking
are
a little
among that.
sparse from the kindred perspective after tonight.
I was hoping it would be looking that way for different reasons, but yes.
There's a lot to go over, I think, once we figure things out.
Yes, I am still looking for one person in particular, if anyone has seen him or knows what happened.
Who?
Which one is it?
Mike.
One of the Nas, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
I think I saw him get staked a while back.
So I would just assume that he is no longer with us.
No.
Because I have Lottie on the way there. Hopefully she will check in with me when she gets to King so I can talk.
See if I can find him. I did get the guidance staked off him real quick, but I don't know if anyone else got to him.
Yeah.
Zeppel, head on over to the location where you saw Mike get staked.
The location where you saw Mike get staked was not overly far from where that new kindred had a lot of people around her. And if you all follow, you do find him. And the stake is there, but so is a circular wound on an angle, but still striking the heart. Looks like it either met at a cross point or just missed the stake. And he is fairly decomposed.
Potentially like a spearhead?
Yep.
Rufus will actually pull out his small book and write that down. And then kind of make a couple circles with some other stuff there. We'll turn to Chris and be like, Chris, I have one thing for you to do specifically.
What?
Make sure that snowplow disappears.
Where?
Be creative. I would say throw it in the river.
I can do that.
I have Lottie looking into getting a tow truck, and if we pay them a little bit extra, they'll just never see it, no matter where they took it.
I mean, we could just go hotwire one.
I've already stolen one vehicle tonight. I don't want to steal another one.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, we can talk to Peter and Varia and use the Hummer over there and just pull it.
You want me to go do that instead?
Talk to them before you do that, please.
Yeah, I meant go talk to him.
Yeah. Just whatever happens, make sure that happens. And then can anyone else be out during the day? And he kind of just calls that to all of the Thin Bloods that are present.
Couple of them raise their hands. T's like, yeah, I got a couple others if they made it through this too. Why?
Does anyone want to go get my van? Just drop it off.
I can take care of that for you.
He will pull his keys out, and he will also pull out $200 and just hand them both to Zep and be like, just make sure that happens.
Sure.
I will send you the location.
So, we're going to be swinging back to Lottie. You get to King's. And at first it seems everything's fine. Then you get up to the door, and the door is wide open. Give me wits and awareness.
Sure.
Real good.
I'm spending willpower.
I mean, what did you roll?
I had rolled 1.
Okay.
So I felt it necessary. So that's a lot better. That's 4.
Okay. So you are very certain that no one is here. There is no sound. There is nothing. You're safe, probably. Very certain there's no one here that will attack you. So you guys can make your way down, most likely without risk of death.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Down we go. I don't think anybody's here. Hopefully, King's
Right.
okay.
Right. And you make your way down, and lights are on, and you can already see leading down to the steps once you make it into the area. Things are thrown, things are scattered, tables are overturned. Some of the computers are like flung. And you make your way down and you see Motor not moving, unfortunately. And King is left in his chair. Extremely decayed. Not any one wound like it did him in, but there is a lot of bite marks and other things like that.
Immediately calling Rufus.
Rufus, you just kind of finished up with Chris. And T.
We'll answer. Yeah, we'll answer the phone. Yes.
Bad news. King is no longer with us. Yeah, That. And Motor's finally quiet. That's
so
okay, right?
So they're not with us either.
Nope.
Okay, change of plans. Don't worry about coming this way. I need you to get all of King's electronics. Pack them up if you have any sort of... Well, if King has his phone on him. Then if you can go through it, see if you can find Tiller.
Okay.
I doubt that you'll be able to go through it, but if you can, do that.
I try my best.
Have them call me directly, please.
Okay.
chances are they won't, but who knows? We need to get the books out of there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I was already thinking that.
Just grab everything that looks important.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the electronics. I don't care if it doesn't look like an important electronic device. Get it.
Oh, all electronics are coming. Absolutely. I'll try to grab as many books as I can, too.
As long as you think you've gotten everything. If you want to rig something up to make it catch fire, that wouldn't necessarily be the worst idea that you've ever had.
Leave no trail. Got it.
Yeah, we're
DEFCON 5?
4. 5 would be... Well, you don't want to know what 5 is.
Okay.
So, Lottie, I would like you to give intelligence and investigation or wits and awareness. I'm not sure which better is for you.
Intelligence and investigation is a little bit better. So we'll do that. Okay. Good roll. I got 2 pairs of crits and an extra 1 success. So that's 5?
Yes. Okay. Good enough. You do actually find King's cell phone behind him. It's tucked away behind everything. But it looks like he was either in the middle of using it or knew something was happening and left it unlocked. Screen's still on, probably set to not turn off.
Okay. Lottie starts going through the phone. Trying to find
a lot of contacts on there, a lot of names you recognize, several you don't recognize. You do find Tillers, if that is the one you're looking for.
Yes.
And you find it because there is a couple missed calls and several missed texts. And if you read the text, it's, hey, what's going on? Hey, call me. King, don't fuck with me like this. King. And then there's just multiple phone calls. The latest one was from about 20 minutes ago.
Lottie's gonna call the number.
On her phone or King's phone?
King's phone.
Okay. Immediately picks up. What the fuck, King?
Bearer of bad news. King's no longer with us.
What?
I'm Lottie. Rufus said to call him.
What the fuck is happening?
Shit is hitting the fan. That's what's happening. I don't know what's happening. It's bad. DEFCON 4, apparently.
God damn it. Give me his fucking number.
Yep, and Lottie gives the number.
Yeah.
555-123-4.
And he'll just hang up. So, are you beginning to pack things up?
Yep, packing everything up.
Okay. So you don't really have a vehicle large enough, but you can begin to gather things and get it ready to go.
Yeah, I was going to ask if somebody wanted to get another car.
They don't particularly want to leave you alone or go alone themselves.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that's fine. You can begin to disassemble all of the electronics and pack up the books, and you can begin to get everything ready.
can I be a little bit extra?
And
call? Can I call for like a Hummer limousine or something? Just something that has a lot of space that we could just jam pack it full.
It's late. Give me manipulation and persuasion or subterfuge. And do you have any specialties in those?
And what are subterfuge?
Persuasion or subterfuge.
Oh shit! I don't have either one of those two. So this might not be a good roll. I only get 3 dice.
Yeah, damn venture.
Yeah. Not a good venture, apparently. That's just 2 successes. I'm gonna guess they're gonna tell me to bite it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. They pretty much think you're messing with them. And it's been a week and they don't want to deal with it.
Would have tipped really good. Your loss.
So we'll leave you there as you guys begin to pick things up. Rufus, you get a phone call shortly after you speak with Lottie.
We'll just pick the phone up, hoping that he's right. Tiller?
What is going on?
I believe you and Nain are the only ones left.
What?
Well, I do have one other one that I hope is still here, but I haven't verified that yet.
Do you mean like us? Like what we are?
Yes.
Or as a whole?
Just you and your specific kind of family.
Great.
Willing to make a deal. If you're willing to entertain said deal.
What?
So the deal would basically go as this of, I know we didn't start off on the correct foot, but it was also a very stressful situation that we were thrown in together. If you want to actually physically work for me, I can make sure that you don't meet the same fate as the rest of your family.
Oh, you can guarantee that.
I can do everything in my power. I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee that the sun will rise or the sun won't.
What
rise.
happened? I haven't been in the city. Like, I'm about an hour out now.
Okay. Head to Kings. I assume you spoke to Lottie.
She told me to call you, whatever the fuck DEFCON 4 means.
It means we need to talk.
You don't say.
Yes, I would rather not speak over phones is exactly what's happening.
Yeah, especially if King's gone.
Yes, and Mike and Motor and everybody else.
Who the fuck's Motor?
I will explain when we talk. Go to King's, help Lottie out. What kind of vehicle do you have right now?
A U-Haul.
Perfect. They might need it. We're trying to pack all the important things from King's up so nobody else can see it, and then I'm going to have Lottie, well, I told Lottie to potentially start a fire, an electrical fire, whatever, I don't care. So there's no physical evidence.
Fine. Tell her to stay there.
She knows. She's probably got a lot of work. So just go help, do whatever needs to be done.
We're gonna have a long talk after this.
Yes.
And he'll hang up. And you are left to do your thing. So, what would you three like to do while Lottie packs up and gets to have a fun chat with Tiller in about an hour?
Uriel's still very antsy.
Seeing as Rufus can't really help move bodies, will move vehicles as requested.
And there's
What's gonna
plenty
help
of
move?
that to be done. What were we saying?
That's going to help move bodies.
Okay. So everyone's just kind of making sure that when whatever happens for cleanup happens, there's not anything left over. So it's not clean, it's not precise, it's just kind of like tossing things together if they know the person, grabbing things off of them, but that's basically the name of the game now.
Yeah. If he can step away, Rufus would absolutely take one of the vehicles that he's allowed to actually take and peruse the outer perimeter.
Okay. You would actually be given keys to one of the Hummers.
He will drive normally to try to find these outposts.
Are you telling anyone where you're going?
He would assume that Yuri's glued to the hip.
Uri would absolutely request to go with you. Yes.
Is Zep going with them, or is he staying?
Stay and keep helping out.
Okay. So that'll take a while to do, but it will end before a few hours before daybreak. No one is really sure what to do with it, but there's talks of like fire and as you're cleaning, this conversation is happening, like starting a fire or other means of cleanup. But Uriel and Rufus, you guys are making your way out to where you know that one of the places where Octavius was, and where Charlotte was, and where and Spike was. And they were all relatively close to each other, setting up a arc around the entrance of it, so if people escaped out of that way. And Charlotte was like the closest one to the exit there. And you can see she looks like she got attacked. And she's like leaned up against something and has it looks like someone tried to stake her but missed, and there's just like a gash through her shoulder. And you see the body of Deidre not far from her, and she and Charlotte's just kind of looking like, what the fuck face, because she hasn't really had this level of combat before that she's been part of.
Rufus will actually stop the vehicle. Would you like to go say something?
Uriel throws themselves out of the vehicle before Rufus is even done asking the question, as they bolt to Charlotte.
She'll just kind of shake herself. Yes.
What happened? Where is? Oh my! You're not okay. Rufus, where are the others? Just not sure what to ask first.
The others were in other areas. We saw a cat drive by, and then everyone started fleeing. They were not looking to kill us, just wanting to stop us.
Foundations of the pyramids are cracking. I need to find Octavius.
What?
I need to find Octavius.
He wasn't here. He was in one of the other areas. And there's a few other kindred around, but not anyone you overly recognize. Although Rufus would recognize Sylvester over here. But he is still kicking.
Good.
Charlie actually has him doing a lot of the gathering whatever needs to be done and getting cars together. And so, would you like to stay here? Would you like to move on? Which direction would you like to head in? Towards Octavius or towards where you know Spike is?
We'll call for Yuri to see what they want to do, but Rufus is wanting to find Spike specifically.
Yuri has been antsy to find Octavius all night and is still antsy to find Octavius. However, if Rufus is dead set on finding Spike first, they will not argue the point.
So
to Spike we go then.
Okay. So you make your way in the direction you know Spike was. And you see a lot of what looks to be like foot tracks leading that way and all of that. And you kind of go to the building where you know Spike was. And it looks like it's fine. You make your way up where you know he had a small setup like a mobile setup. And you just kind of find him there staring off into space. Not like hands on keyboard still, just not really looking at anything.
Rufus will kind of grab him by the hands and go to just try to move them off of the keyboard.
And he'll vaguely look in your direction. And what?
You need to leave. You need to come with me. Okay?
Why?
Because it's not safe here. I know that it's probably... You're probably not in the right headspace, but... We need to leave.
He's not gonna fight you if you kind of lightly force him to stand up or anything like that. He'll just kind of go along willingly. But he's not aiding in any way.
Yeah, he'll motion for Yuri to clean up the mobile setup real quick and bring that with.
Uriel.
And then walk him down to the the Hummer.
Yeah.
Put him in the back. And we'll hand him the satchel bag.
The minute he sees it, he just like clutches it to himself.
It has things from everyone in there. I'm not sure exactly who meant more to you than others, but I'd figured all of them probably meant something.
You're the closest to him, so you're the only one that really sees this. The smell hits you first because his head is like tucked down into it, and it's the smell of kind of fresh vitae. And once you move, you can see he's actually crying.
Yeah. Just stay there, and he'll get back in and then drive over to wherever Octavius is without saying a damn thing to Spike.
Uriel got in before Rufus took off.
Yeah.
Then there is kind of a small gathering of people Uriel recognizes. There's not many of them that came out tonight, but there was a few. And you can see they're all kind of gathered, and there's a very nervous energy about the crowd right now.
Oh. It's in the foundation. I knew it.
Go ahead and figure out how unsturdy your house is then, if there's cracks in the foundation.
So you get out, and it's pretty immediately visible that they're talking about what's going to happen, who's going to kind of run things now, and it's once you kind of force your way inwards in this crowd a little bit, you can see the corpse that would be wearing what Octavius was wearing. And a few others along with him, and one of his ghouls.
Uriel's just kind of standing there shocked.
And they're just talking, trying to figure out what to do, who he might have appointed, and then just someone kind of steps up. Look, we need to get back. We need to figure this out. We need to go. And there's people agreeing, people disagreeing. Does Uriel say or do anything?
Uriel will turn back to Rufus and say, I need to go with them.
It's fine, just be safe, please. Give me situation reports as you can.
I'll keep you updated.
Okay. So Uriel, you will be going off with them. So now that everyone has split up, thank you. Guess we'll round robin this for a little bit. Zep. There's cleanup. You're getting things together. People are, like, as I said, discussing what to do. And the option of burning the place comes up several times, and that seems to be the big consensus here. Everyone's just trying to figure out who is going to actually do it, who has the ghouls to do it, and who needs to get contacted to work towards that. And obviously the big names are thrown out: Charlotte, Valentina, Octavius, because they all have fairly well-known ghouls in the community. A couple people toss out, well, what about Rufus's people? Because no one knows whether his little flock there, how attached to him they are. So names are tossed out. Anything you would like to do, say, whatever?
Is there any of the ghouls that are left behind? Or is it just kindred?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Are there any ghouls left behind, or is it just kindred?
The ghouls were probably taken care of in the other raid, because there were nothing but kindred here tonight.
I have to risk it and just start the fire ourselves.
You realize that we're gonna, like, freak out from this, right? This is T.
Didn't say it was.
And we lost then. There, you're back.
Well, maybe not.
I didn't say it wasn't going to be messy, but if we can't find anyone, that might be our only solution.
Tons of these full kindred have ghouls and stuff. Why don't we get hold of them? Make them do it.
Let's start asking around.
Who's got whose number? That's what we're trying to figure out. Like those over there, and kind of gesturing off to some of the full kindred. Like, they said they're contacting people, but I haven't heard shit from them. So I don't know who they're contacting. No one's volunteering. I mean, you would have Rufus's number. You really wouldn't have anyone else's number. Not really.
Text Rufus, ask if it's possible that any of his flock are ghouls, and if any of them are willing to start fires.
I'm sure I have people that are willing to start fires, but not for this particular case. I do have somebody that would be willing to start a fire, though. Maybe.
Kind of having issues with volunteers over here, so we may need them.
Well, see what we can do. How about that?
We will jump to Lottie as it begins to pass that information around. You guys are disassembling and packing and trying to figure out boxes and just generally getting things ready to be moved. And you're all kind of dead quiet, and it's middle of night, so it's very silent. And you hear the sound of a decently sized truck get real close to the building and then cut off.
Are we expecting anyone?
After a few minutes, you hear footsteps come down the stairs. Kind of fast. They're rushed. And you see
Lottie?
a Nosferatu.
Who the hell are you?
My name's Tiller. Who are you?
Oh, okay. Lottie, I think we talked on the phone just not all that long ago.
Great. We gotta get this shit ready to go.
Yeah, don't say. What do you think we are doing? Having, knitting club here?
And he kind of gestures to the other two. And who are they?
Trusted individuals.
Right. And he'll just start grabbing boxes, and you could tell he is angry right now.
Lottie will let the man do all the heavy lifting and just pack boxes.
Willow helps him, eventually. But you and Caitlin continue to pack, and I mean, you do run out of boxes, and then you just start stacking stuff, and they take it up and put it in the truck, and who knows how much more room you got and how much more you got to go. Is there anything you would like to do or say or anything?
If we get to a point where we can have a moment to speak, Lottie will be like, Tiller, that's your name, right? Do you know what all is going on? I'm a little bit out of the loop, other than knowing that
I don't know anything. I was just told that everyone's dead, and I don't even know I haven't even been in the goddamn city.
Oh, great welcome home for you.
Yeah. I was sent out of the fucking state because I had to go get something that's in the van truck, and now this. It's great.
Yeah, that's a delight. Welcome home.
And he's just going to grab more stuff. It's not even it doesn't give that an answer.
Yeah, great talk. And Lottie will go back to stacking books.
Okay. And you're not taking the entire library unless you legitimately want to try, because it's a bookstore, so there's a lot. But King has a stash downstairs of actual occult books.
Yeah, we're starting with the collection downstairs. If we can get any of the books from upstairs that look semi-interesting, we'll grab those too, but personal library first.
Yeah, so that you can pack up. Give me intelligence and academics. This is just kind of a general knowledge check as to see what books are useful.
Okay, yep. And my economics is not going to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and guess.
No, but you can still use the actual dice pool for academics.
Okay, that is 2 crits and a bestial fail.
Well, you don't fail, so you kind of can figure out what books might be considered worth more, which would also mean they're more valuable to keep. And so you pull those, and that's kind of where you start going towards.
Okay.
So we will move to Uriel. So you're with the crowd. I'm assuming Rufus kind of starts driving off at that point?
Yes.
Okay. So you're left there. There's a few vehicles. And everyone's kind of not ignoring you, but kind of giving you like a little bit of a cold shoulder because you're not really part of the pyramid. No one's really answering your questions. You're just kind of gathering things from what they're saying. So what would you like to do?
I'm sure Uriel's probably used to it by now, but it's still unsettling in the midst of all this, all the emotional chaos of being in the fight and everything. So, not exactly sure what else to do. They're gonna take out their phone and text their favorite herd member.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey, I'm sorry this is an odd hour, but I lost my ride. Do you think you could possibly swing by and pick me up?
It takes a little bit to get a message back, and in that meantime, they are just kind of like moving towards vehicles, and they kind of get the body pushed into one of the vehicles too, and they start getting ready to drive off, and they're just arguing who's gonna drive and who's gonna do this and what needs to be done. And as you're kind of there in the middle of this conversation but excluded from it, you finally get a message back, and it's like, yeah, I just keep weird hours now. Where are you?
Uriel will give a crossroads that's down the way a little ways so that if they show up a little bit too soon, they're not going to see everything. But it's still close enough that they can kind of wait for the car to approach.
Okay. So you're going to have to do a little bit of walking to get there. But they message you, but yeah, I just got to get ready, maybe 20 minutes. 30 minutes.
Not a problem. I appreciate it.
And then we'll leave you there for now. Rufus, you're driving off. You have a crying Spike in the back.
Yep. Going to allow Spike to have a good cry. And we'll actually have already started back to the main compound.
Which main compound? Oh, where the fight took place?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not that far away, so it wouldn't take long.
I assume about halfway back, Zep gets a hold of. We'll immediately afterward call Buck.
And he will answer. Oh, thank God. I wasn't sure what to... We were jumped a little bit ago. And he's out of breath. Like, I just kind of got away. And Oliver didn't try.
Oliver's...
I'm pretty sure they ate him.
Sucks.
I just made it back to the house.
We're gonna get you away from the house. Get you somewhere different, at least for the next couple nights. Meet me, and he will give the address to the warehouse. Don't stop for anyone. Okay.
Should I bring my things?
Bring gas and a lighter.
Oh, it's one of those nights.
You will understand a lot better when you get here.
Should I bring more than a little bit of gas?
As much as you want, and actually if you have road flares, that might be safer for you.
I'll see what I can find.
Whatever you think is safe.
Give me about an hour.
We have until sunup.
Haha. You make it back.
We'll immediately address everyone's concerns. If I have somebody coming that will take care of the issues that we have.
There's kind of like a collective sigh of relief that they don't have to be responsible for it.
Granted, it is one person, so it might take a minute to do. However, if in about 45 minutes, if anyone has spare cans of gas that they're willing to pour on this stuff, we can start there and then finish whatever we need to when they get here.
A couple people say, yeah, they can go get some, most of them being the Thin Bloods.
Stay on 7, anything left out of the snowplow.
Okay.
Which, at this point, he will help Chris kind of hook up the snowplow and try to pull it out and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so he would have actually already been in the middle of that. If Zep wants to, he'll stop to let him, but it's already being like winched and connected to it and everything like that. And Peter is helping him before Rufus got there.
Okay, as long as that's in process, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Looks
like they got, you are? Okay.
Yep.
So they'll stop and let you do that, but looks like they raided some stuff from the actual interior of the warehouse to use a winch and all that stuff.
Sounds good to me, personally.
Yeah. So that's being worked on. Gas is being pulled from it.
Yep. We'll also meet with anyone that has any further concerns.
Kate comes up to you, and there is a man next to her. This is Ryan.
I don't believe we've met formally.
He shakes his head.
Are you one of us?
He'll nod. And then he actually starts signing. Which I don't believe Rufus knows sign language.
He will look and be like, I do not know that. I do apologize.
And Kate will translate. Yeah, I am. Do you have a problem with that?
No, not at all.
Never really seen you mingle with any of us.
I have made it a habit to try to distance myself, frankly speaking. This is what happens when you get too many of us interacting. Not necessarily this, but issues.
Yeah, so Kate wanted me to meet you. Guess we've met.
It is nice to meet you. Do you stay where Kate stays?
We usually end up following along the same paths, yes.
If you need anything whatsoever, you can either find me or get a hold of me in any way, shape, fashion, or form that suits you.
He'll pull out a cell phone and just kind of wave it.
And we'll pull his out as well and take the number down and then just send a message over.
Yeah.
I will do my best to make sure you have everything that you need and that everyone is safe.
And what do you want in return?
Right now, if I can actually have both of you go home and just check on everyone, that would be wonderful.
And this is Kate speaking up now. Everyone like us, or just everyone in your area?
Everyone that's in my area.
We know a bunch of people. We can go.
Specifically, if you would check on the homeless population first.
Yeah, we can do that.
Everyone else stands a little bit better chance, but they're the most vulnerable, so start there.
Yeah. Damien might have a better idea too. He's around them and knows them a lot better.
Already had him looking out for them, so hopefully.
Good.
Also told him to call me or get a hold of me if anything overly bad happens, so hopefully nothing has, or if something has, they're still able to call me.
Yeah. We're gonna go then?
Stay safe, please. There's still people out that would rather you not be.
Yeah. And they will start walking off unless Rufus has more to say to them. Okay. Casey seems to have left with probably Joseph and Mariana. There's... So... yeah. And you do actually, as you're looking around, you see Borea talking with Varia. So, he made it. And you see kind of off to the side, Aiden is actually here. And he seems to be looking around, and when he spots you, he makes his way over.
Get a slight sigh, but we'll meet him halfway.
Ellie just wanted to check in. She's over that way, and he'll point off. And there's like, she's obviously not close, but in the direction that she was in. So she sent me to check and make sure everything is okay, because there was a lot of people that rushed over.
Yep, there was.
Yeah.
I have a small list of people that didn't make it. I know that there's a lot more. I don't physically have the capability of knowing everybody's name that was lost.
Yeah. Any in particular you want me to share with her?
Probably should know Octavius.
Oh, that explains that.
King
That sounds like a
And Mike.
problem.
and Mike.
I mean, King was more important.
Yes, but both were staples of the city. So, Charlotte might be a little bit agitated. Her employee from the tower, or from the pyramid, rather, apparently didn't make it either.
Oh, that's unfortunate for the club.
Yeah. So just give her fair warning on that. Also tell her don't even contact Kat right now. She is angry.
Yeah, I think we kind of got that.
Yes.
Was there
Also,
really
I
a
have-
white?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
That's what some of the others are saying.
I wouldn't be surprised. Don't know where she got it from, but that's not important either. So,
Manipulation and subterfuge.
that is 3.
Just 3.
Yeah. And I'm not spending any willpower right now because that would give me more aggravated willpower damage.
Right, you're not sure. Right.
That's my story, and that's what I'm sticking with. Whether or not you believe me, I don't care.
Yeah, when the older ones are involved, it's usually best just to smile and nod.
Yes. We also had another visitor. I'm not sure who they were or what they were. I just know that they apparently were a little bit intimidating.
Yeah, so in the middle of all of that, like a bunch of us got this big vision thing. There was
Something about foundations of the pyramid are cracking, along with what else was it? Some other stuff, but that was the main thing that I heard from someone.
Are you sure it was from someone and not yourself? Are you a Malkavian?
If I was, I would be able to sleep in one spot and not get burned.
I mean, maybe you're just thinking you're a different clan. It happens to some of us.
I don't believe we deal with those psychosomatic effects.
Just kind of passed along the Malkavians. That's why it's weird. Do you know a Malkavian?
I know a few.
Okay. Guess I should go report back. Anything else I need to know?
I have a couple of rumors, but I don't like spreading rumors necessarily.
Well, if you're not going to tell me, why mention them?
Because I want to verify them, because they could be potentially really, really, really harmful for someone's reputation.
All right. Guess I'll go let her know. We lost a few. Ellie's fine. I'm fine. There's a few who don't really know who they are anymore, but it's fine.
That one's a difficult one to recover from.
You're not a problem anymore, though.
No, but still difficult to recover from. Was it your side or their side?
You don't have to worry about them being Sabat anymore.
True. Report back. Whatever cleanup you need. Hopefully you have the ability to handle it, because we've got obviously a pretty large one here. So,
And he'll look around. Who's in charge of this cleanup?
me.
Oh, good. I'll let her know.
At least something will be done.
Yeah. We'll be in contact.
If you need a couple days, by all means, take it. I know recovery from this is actually going to take a while, so.
Yeah, looks like the whole city's gonna be out of commission for a minute.
Yeah, it is.
You'll see me around, I guess. Get to play messenger boy.
It's a shame that you aren't allowed to have a cell phone.
Doesn't allow it.
I know. Certain traditions are a little bit outdated, but I understand why they're there.
At least we don't have to worry about the fallout from King dying. Good luck with that.
Working on that.
And I'll walk away. Headed back towards where he pointed off towards Ellie. Is there anything else the rest of you would like to do as you're wrapping up whatever you were doing? Uriel, your contact, your herd member meets you. I don't know how much you want to tell them or where you want them to take you.
Uriel. What time is it getting to be? How late or
It's
early in the
late.
morning?
The fight and everything went by fairly quickly, but the setup and lead up for it did take some time. It's pushing into semi-dangerous hours if you linger too long. So, and everyone is beginning to scatter and leave.
Uriel will request to be taken back to their apartment then.
Okay.
And they'll give a brief rundown of. We'll have a more in-depth discussion in a night or two, but Octavius is dead, and they're already arguing amongst themselves about who's going to take his place.
Well, that's gonna make work really bad. I'll keep letting you know what they say.
Appreciate it.
You get dropped
And Uriel will take a minute during the car ride to text Evelyn and ask if she and Leon are okay.
It's not us you need to worry about.
You heard
We
about
have-
Quinn?
We have safeguard and protections here. What do you mean?
Quinn didn't make it.
And the line stays silent for a while. And then near the end of your drive, you get just a brief thank you.
If there's anything I can do, let me know.
I don't believe there is, but it is appreciated.
And Uriel will thank their person for dropping them off. But then I'll get in touch with you later and head inside and just collapse from the day, I guess. maybe wash some dried vitae off of.
Yeah, you need a shower. You need a shower.
Kind of have that lingering breakdown.
Yeah, that's what the shower's for. So, that's what you do. Lottie, you guys finish up and start swinging back to the school with your stuff. With the stuff. You don't really have time to unload, but there is an area where, like, in the back where, like, there's a parking area for events and things like that. And that's where it is parked. So is there anything you would like to do? Caitlin seems to be preparing to ask to stay here, and Willow's just kind of standing around near you and going to do it and be with you.
I think going back to my place is going to be cutting it a bit tight. Want to sleep in the computer room? I think there's apartments-ish, kind of maybe in the works upstairs too. But right now, I just want a floor.
Not really, but I don't think we have much choice.
Yeah, it's kind of gross here.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
I was using my polite words.
You didn't hear me saying anything else, did you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Really need to talk to Rufus about proper housing.
Right.
Some of us have standards.
And some standards are on the floor.
Tonight they are. Tiller, what are you doing?
Waiting for that fucking Ravnos.
I think he's gonna make his way here. I don't know. That's a great question. Dialing Rufus. Ring ring. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Rufus, thank goodness. We got everything packed as well as we could. We're at the school now, making do with the situation and bedding down for the day.
Stay there until I get there, please.
I don't have time to get back to my preferred haven, so this is home for the night.
There is a cot and a sleeping bag in a room on the balcony in the library. You may take it, however, please make sure that it gets back. I can't guarantee that I'm going to make it there tonight.
Delightful. Alright, well, it sounds like Rufus may or may not be able to make it here tonight. So, great news for you, Tiller. You're just batting 100 right now. Is that how that works? I don't know sports.
He'll actually message Rufus. I'm staying here tonight. You can deal with it.
Offer was going to be there.
And then you also get one from Caitlin. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Just not in the library.
I've had enough of libraries.
Good.
And you get one from Caitlin. I assume you heard at least a bit about what happened. Do you mind if I stay in your seat of power?
Anyone that is there may stay there. It is fine. Tell everyone, just not the library.
Thank you. Anything else Lottie would like to do?
Nope. She's just gonna. Fine. Actually, does she have time to grab whatever is probably most important from the truck that we just got from King's Place and just take it inside with her?
You could grab a few boxes.
Yeah, I will do that. Whatever's like the biggest, most important things. Definitely King's phone, which probably honestly hasn't left her handbag, let's be honest.
You could grab some of the towers and some of the things that King specifically worked off of. But you're only going to be able to really grab a couple of things.
No, that's fine. Yeah, like a box or two, if that. Yeah. That's absolutely fine.
And that's where we leave you. Zep. What would Zep be doing?
Once all the bodies are prepared for disposal, you would head straight into Rufus' van. And drive out and progress somewhere safe into the school.
You would be safe. So daybreak hits before you really even leave the city. But you make your way, and you have to drive past it. You can kind of see where Rufus probably pulled the snowplow from, and there is police talking to the owners there. You don't really stop, though, but you do make note of it. You get to the van. One of the other Thin Bloods is driving you, so you have one person, so you're not walking, pretty much. But you get there, and you get to the van, and you do make your way back to the city. But you drive into the late morning. And so that's where we'll leave you. And then I assume you go rest and clean up afterwards. But do you go to your apartment? Or do you go to the school?
If Zep can hide his vitae, he would head back to his haven.
You would be able to hide it enough. You might get some weird looks, but you can hide it enough.
So yeah, he'd head back to his haven.
Okay. Do you leave the van at the school, or do you take it to your haven?
Leave it at the school. Okay.
Easy enough. So Rufus, you've gotten some messages and in between everything. And you realize that it's really kind of gonna be pushing it if you wait for Buck. But Buck will also have a car, which has a trunk, and whatever you want to do. Do you want to stay? Do you want to wait? Do you want to just tell him what to do?
After he realizes if he waits, he'll just be like, just use your best judgment as to how to take care of the issues that you're going to see. Be quick about it, though, please. And he is actually going to make sure that he grabs Spike.
Okay. Spike is still in the vehicle. He hasn't moved.
Yeah.
And everyone else has started to been breaking off and leaving and doing what they need to do as they wrap up.
Gonna send Borean a message like, I will return the car to you tomorrow evening in one piece.
Borea would message back, there's no rush. I wouldn't worry about needing to bring something like that back. Trust me. Take your time.
Okay. Well, I will keep it safe for the next couple nights, I guess.
Good call.
And we'll look at Spike and be like, I need to know where home is for you.
Doesn't matter anymore.
It matters because we need to make sure that you see tomorrow night.
And he'll rattle
I
off
know
an
you're-
address.
And we'll start to drive there.
It's
and on the way is
past your
he'll.
school.
Would I be able to make it?
How close to the speed limits are you finding?
How much over the speed limits will I need to go?
A decent chunk to get there comfortably.
He'd be willing to risk it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
cutting it a little bit close, but not necessarily like 5 minutes close.
Yeah.
But like 15, 20 minutes would be
Your
acceptable.
skin's starting to tingle.
Yeah.
Yeah, your skin's starting to tingle, but you get him out of the vehicle and he kind of stumbles his way inside and unlocks it. And it is thoroughly sunproofed.
And not even asking, just heading right in.
And he'll stand there for a minute before he does voluntarily walk inside.
Close the door, make sure that he's going to stay there.
You don't have much option after you close the door.
Yeah. And that's where he's going to sleep for the night.
So are you asleep?
Question for Faye. How far away from school is it?
So the school's about down here towards the bottom-ish of your domain. It's farther
Yep.
up.
Okay, so over the mile requirement.
Yeah. You're safe tonight.
I was fully prepared to just roll it.
No, you are actually safe tonight. Is there anything that we missed or things that you guys remembered or forgot? Lottie, you were able to get that store set up with Tiller's help to get rigged to burn.
Delightful, thank you.
Although it's not set to go yet if there was more and you wanted to get from there the following evening.
Okay.
Because you weren't able to fully clear out a massive bookstore.
Of course not. Yeah.
But it is set to go. So. But
Alright, we'll
everything was locked up and it was basically left to be closed the next day.
Okay, yeah. We'll see what tomorrow brings then, if we go back or not.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So feels like a little bit of a shorter game, but that's because our other ones have been going about 4 hours. But this is where I would like to leave it for the evening. This has been a very long, singular night where a lot has happened. But that's okay. Thank you for joining us. Please like, comment, follow, subscribe, share, whole 9 yards if you've enjoyed this and want to see where we're going and see how our other games intermingle with this, because that will be happening soon. Our link tree is somewhere in our descriptions. You can find all of our social media pages there. life sucks, so I haven't gotten to Discord and fixing links yet or anything. If you want to join our Discord, you can message me. My Discord username is Feyla, Feyla. You can also message Dengle. His is Dengle. You can just ask us for, friend us, ask us for the links, and we can get you those. And if you want to join, please do. We have a few people on there now, and it's interesting. There's lots of pet pictures, and there's some fun discussions going on, I think, from all the different splats. So, and then also on our social media, or on our link tree, you can find Dice Legion discount link, where you can get all sorts of things: dice, trays, clothing, stickers, dangly things, I think, that you can put on. Isn't that where yours is from, Dengle?
No, this was something else.
I thought you got it from them. But Cosia's holding up a tray. They've got a ton of stuff. Stickers, pins, all sorts of things. Really cool things. A small business. They're really cool, nice to work with. We recommend using them. And I don't believe I've missed anything else. So we are going to be moving into our post-games talk, which will contain spoilers and potentially some NPC breakdowns in the next couple of game sessions for this one, with those who died, because there was a lot that have died.
Just a small amount, just a little bit.
A lot of unexpected ones that were left up to dice rolls, honestly, and it turned into an interesting story because of it. Highly recommend doing. But if you don't want spoilers, now is the time you should stop listening, so thank you. And come back. Have a good evening, day, whenever you're listening to this. And now it's spoiler time.
Now it's time for Cocia to go to bed because she has to wake up her children for school tomorrow. She doesn't have to. She likes to do that. All right, bye.
Goodbye. What a game. What a couple of games.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my goodness.
Did it live up to everyone's expectations of what this was going to be?
Yes, there's a reason I picked up as Williams backup.
Look, I did combat, guys. I did a lot of combat.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, you did a thing.
I did the thing.
Certainly did do the thing.
Anything you would like to know?
How did they manage to sneak up on King? That makes me really worried.
Why do you think his phone was out and ready to be used by whoever actually found it? They didn't. King just has literally nothing to defend himself with. I mean, he can use a gun, and that's about it. But not very well.
And I'm sure that... I was about to say, and I'm sure that's fleeting.
Yeah.
He took care of the Niktuku, okay.
He did, and like I said, he's got some firearm stuff, but there was several of them, and he knew he wasn't getting away, and his last few minutes was better off setting up a way for people to not have so many problems without him.
Yeah. So I have 13 on my list.
Of?
Casualties.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
And of yours, Cassidy's one of them, right?
No.
No? Okay, so we're just missing 2 that we have not covered.
Alex.
Actually.
Robert.
Yep, I've got them.
Sylvia.
Got
Hunter,
them.
Buffy,
Got them. Got it.
Quinn,
Got it.
Ken,
Got it.
Anne,
Got that one.
Valentina,
Got that one.
Octavius,
Got that one.
King,
Got that one.
Mike, Deidre, Motor, Oliver.
Yeah. Did not put Motor and Oliver on there. That's what I was missing. They weren't important to me.
No, they were just on my list of deaths.
Yeah. Named NPCs.
Yep. Sorry to kill off William's ghoul. He just got a shit roll. He only had a singular success. That was pretty much instant death. There was no saving that one.
It happens.
You know that old adage of you don't have to be fast, you just have to be faster than the next guy? That's what happened to Oliver and Buck.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
This is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. 4 domain holders dead.
Yeah. Which, let's be real here, King was a domain holder, but it's so small.
Yeah, but also
he was more
very
so
important to the city.
Yeah, that's the important part of King.
Yeah.
And Ken, nobody really talked about or knew, but his area.
His area is very close to yours.
Yep. Am I the only one that's most worried about Valentina?
Yes.
It's kind of disappointing she died because I was curious what was going on with her.
Yeah, she was, So when I made her rolls, she rolled no successes. She was one of 2 that had 0 successes on her Can I Stay Alive rolls, and so she was just like instant death. Yeah. Octavius was the other one.
Yeah,
Of course.
I did not plan for Valentina to die, so that turned into a very interesting story beat. Let me tell you.
The two, let's face it, the 2 most important domain holders that died.
That's fine. Ellie's alive, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's all that matters.
I was say Cat's alive, and that's all that matters. Holy shit! If she had kicked it,
if she had kicked it, Selena would have, or Selena would have taken over.
I feel like Kat would have had to roll no successes to kick it.
Yes.
So she had some leeway.
She did. I don't have plot armor for any of my NPCs, although she has the closest to plot armor.
She is small, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
wow, not even the kid has plot armor. Thanks,
No.
Dengle.
No.
Sorry, Cocia,
Wait,
you
who?
don't get attached to your grandson.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
just depends on how widely known he is as to exactly how his armor is.
And did you have NPC questions? Or questions about the game, or what's happening, or things I can and probably may answer?
Is Cassidy always the bot, or did you just decide that when you found out about Hell Week?
Cassidy was the second NPC I came up with, and from the beginning, she was Sabat. Yep, she was, other than Kat, she was the longest, earliest made NPC. She did actually flip-flop back and forth between Bruja, Ministry, and Venture a few times in my writings, but I ended up really liking the thought of a Bruja trying to brute force their way, but not brute force in the physical aspect of it, but basically bully their way up the chain of command by trying to impress anyone they could.
Yeah.
And they impressed someone enough that a Black Hand delegate came to Detroit.
Are they still in Detroit?
Their corpses.
I'm at the Black Hand delegate.
Their corpse is.
Is it the one that Rufus fought?
Yeah, the one where I had 8 and 9 dice to fucking roll, where I continuously rolled 3s.
That's great.
Kill the Black Hand emissary. I love it.
Yeah, I was pissed.
You know I'm gonna use that shit if he ever figures out that that's who they were.
It'll become apparent, I think. Don't worry, Buck's gonna find something. You guys didn't stop to, like, observe the corpse or anything like that, or you would have found something. But yeah, no. Damn it, I was so mad.
I'd say I'm mad, but I'm not.
I know. Of all the people to kill one, it would be Rufus single-handedly.
I know.
Now, mind you, it's not a Black Hand member, but it was a delegate of. So it's still very potent.
Yeah.
We all know we're just still going to play it up.
Yeah, like potentially, like next 10 or 15 years, it would have been a member of.
Potentially.
Close enough. What's 10, 15 years to a kindred?
Yeah, not much. Give me 1 second. I'm going to let the dogs out, and I'll be right back to answer more questions. Come on, let's go outside.
But yes, he is absolutely going to play that shit up.
Go.
Because, yeah, it's, yeah. Question for actually Nen. Of all the named ones, which ones besides Valentina worry you the most?
Mike. Because I think we all like Mike.
That's fair. And how about Buttons?
I'm really upset that I'm obviously upset that Mike and King died. I really liked them. I'm pretty upset that Quinn died. I was really looking forward to pestering him more. I as a player am a little sad that Valentina died. I think it would have been interesting to see what she did going forward. because there seemed to be very few people that put Rufus on the off foot, and she and Kat were like the only two that I knew of.
Fun fact about Valentina, she was 12th generation. She was old because she was a ghoul for a long time, but she was only 12th generation.
And it wasn't necessarily that Rufus was off balance because of her. It was more, let me try to play like she's going to have the upper hand with me to make her comfortable so she gets complacent. Much like he's been doing with everyone else. The only one that he is actually not going to mess with ever, if push comes to shove, is Kat.
Gasp. Big shock.
Even Ellie?
If he needs to, he will. Will he do so unprovoked? No. But that goes with everyone.
Quick question for Rufus. How did he feel about that conversation with Aiden at the end?
He fully understands what Ellie and her whole thing is now.
And what would that be?
She just wants shit on everyone. That's it.
What's the best way to keep people in line?
Right. And that's why give the ones that are going to be obvious. Give the obvious information. Keep the not so obvious information.
Okay. I don't really know what I missed, but just talking about deaths that you're wish didn't happen or most upset about?
Pretty much, yeah.
That we have the strongest feelings about, I would say, is probably the closest.
I came in on buttons. I don't know if you two said anything.
So Nen said Mike, specifically.
Oh, really, Mike?
Oh.
Yeah. I got attached to saving him.
So Dengle sees that Deidre is going to be a problem for Charlotte, which in turn will make a problem for everyone.
A lot of kindred use Charlotte's place to feed.
Yep. Then it's not going to be as appetizing anymore.
It's safer, too. And now a lot of those kindred are going to be forced to go elsewhere. Or it's going to be less safe for the mortals.
Yep. Which will tell him that he needs to work on some sort of shelter for everyone. Faster.
I will message everyone privately with their bonus points, by the way. And we'll discuss kind of what you want to do moving forward.
Just out of my own curiosity, what kind of blood sorcery was Deidre doing on a regular basis for Charlotte?
She was
like
doing,
the meta stuff.
Hang on, let me pull it up. Oh, I didn't freeze this time because I already had it up. Yes.
Hey.
Because I was worried about OBS crashing. I'm not gonna lie. So, Did I write these down? I swear, I thought I wrote it down somewhere. Maybe I didn't. Pull Deidre's. Oh shit. Let's see. So she had a taste for blood, extinguished vitae, intransitive bond, sense the unseen, and then her blood sorcery rituals were blood walk, enrich the blood, and enhance disgracia.
That thing I messaged you the other day. One difference. There's one difference, by the way.
Oh. Transitive bond?
No, that's there.
Oh.
It's the non-blood sorcery stuff.
Oh, sense the unseen?
Yeah. Compel.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, Deidre also kept an eye on the ghosts that were there.
Not as big of a deal.
No.
The rest of that is a big deal.
Yep. She had some interesting things.
Yes. Now, Dengle
Nice 7. It's okay.
has
Okay. That's what?
feels bad. Well, feels bad for Spike because wishes one of the 3 would have survived. Even if it wasn't Buffy.
Yeah, they all kind of died. It was a rough time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
I can still hear.
not good. That was not good.
What wasn't good? Everything?
Yeah, that entire time just wasn't very fun.
I'm listening. I just need to do something real fast.
I'm counting to myself. Trying to figure out which domain got hit the hardest, not including the Nosferatu.
Yeah.
It would seem that the Tremere got hit the hardest.
Yeah, they did lose a few of them.
And they also had the fire earlier on in the week.
Yeah, they did.
Along with Sylvia's shenanigans during the one shot, which coincided with that, so.
Yep.
And now they'll
That's
never
fine.
know.
You be nice. Back off.
It's fine.
Be nice.
Oh yeah,
Somebody-
Zep, you better make sure Uriel never finds out you were a part of that.
Really. Come on,
It's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be great.
Wait, Zep was there
Yes.
while we were identifying bodies, so definitely saw Sylvia.
Yep.
That's what we forgot. First off, did Zep have a reaction?
Kind of. You did repress it a little bit.
Okay, you're fine then.
You get 2 successes.
My bad. I forgot to ask.
You're
about
fine
that.
then. Yeah.
Actually, Zep was still with William when you guys found Sylvia, so you saw her later.
True. So we wouldn't have been there. Because we were doing situation reports everywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a thing. That's a thing.
And
Was
how
there-
many...
Go ahead.
How much police activity did we have to turn away? As a whole?
A decent amount. A decent amount. Charlotte was busy.
I assumed as much.
Yeah. It's fine.
We're shooting a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally going to cover everything. And, the multitude of fires, that literal fires that are going to be popping up in the next day or so.
Yeah, one directly at the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Today in the morning.
Yep.
Fine, it's fine.
Sure. The police are
At
already
least the
out looking for
snowplow's not there.
Rufus.
At least the snowplow's not there.
Yep. It's not. That was taken care of.
Question for Faye, how good were the cameras?
Enough. Rufus is fairly identifiable.
Because he's so damn pretty.
He's pretty. He presents himself in a very specific way. He dresses very specifically.
Which all of those clothes were destroyed recently, so he is just kind of wearing what is given to him. Which is the one positive of that entire thing.
It is the one positive.
And yes, he's getting rid of the clothes that he wore.
But despite like beautiful and whatever being a merit, it's also an identifying factor.
Yes. Just trying to figure out how much talking I have to do to get out of this shit.
We'll see.
0.
We'll see.
With that, I need to hop off because it is 1 o'clock.
Okay.
See y'all Thursday.
Doodles.
Well,
Anyone you guys are interested in learning about?
I have a weird question.
Okay.
Is T going to be interested in trying to claim Cassidy's territory?
Absolutely.
Zep may try to talk her into it.
Don't even need to. She's actually going to start talking to Rufus about it very soon.
And then Rufus will have to talk her into not being so obvious about doing it. But yeah, go ahead.
We'll see how that goes. She's kind of been eyeing it for a while and was wanting to encroach on it, but also was worried about the activities that she had been seeing going on.
His
Yeah.
exact words were, if it's, or well, will be, if it's free, take it.
And it pretty much will be.
Fun times.
Mm-hmm. Kindred owned
I'm sure-
domain. I mean, Thin Blood owned domain.
I'm sure the Scaries that meets you lady she'll be sharing a border with won't have anything to say about that.
Ah.
And that borders Valentina's too, doesn't it? Just a little
It touches on a tiny bit of Valentina's, little bit of Charlotte's, little bit of the pyramids, and a little bit of cats, or a good chunk of cats.
And then a little bit of the other one that we don't technically know, but I have a pretty good idea of who that actually is.
Or no, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
she also
It's
has the werewolves.
yeah, those are all the ones it touches on. And there's a border of no man's land, which is probably werewolves, but also maybe other things.
Not our problem right now.
Nope. Not your problem.
Right now.
Right now. Give it a few weeks.
I don't want to. I want to give it like a few years in game.
We'll see. We'll see. Any other things? Be nice, Eva.
Not from me right now.
Okay.
I have off-camera things, but not on-camera things.
Nothing I can think of right now.
A little bit surprised you guys didn't want more from a couple NPCs, but okay. It's fine.
A little bit on the tired side to think.
Good. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you enjoy it. Please check back with us. Bye.
Bye.